If you guys are brand new here and you guys are on YouTube, or if you guys are on Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or podcasts, Apple Music, or any of those such or sorts.
I can't do it, bro.
We're going to just rerun that mother. Oh, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Austin Lewis here, coming to you guys with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Austin Zaback. Welcome back to the A&A Show, and as you guys saw in the title, as well as the thumbnail, man, we're talking about what?
Top scams to avoid in 2021, okay?
Unbelievable.
And we're almost in 2021,
Yep.
And there's a lot of scams going on right now, brother. You know what I mean? We got to warn everybody. We got to talk about it, man. You know a little bit more than I do, but we took a bunch of notes. We've been looking through everything, and we're like, we just got to dive in. We got to provide some value. Make sure that all these people watching and listening don't get they don't get tied up in a scam, bro.
Yep.
So the biggest one you were telling me about, bro, is the Cash App Circle scam. Talk to me about that a little bit. What in the heck is going on right now?
Man, it's crazy. And honestly, like the Cash App the Circle scam, I did a video on my personal YouTube channel that did really well because it was such a hot. So I'm surprised you didn't get a chance. You probably saw it on people's stories.
Yeah.
In fact, Justin could probably pull one up.
I think I saw it on Tommy Bryson's story. Yeah, he did one.
Yeah, he did a video on that as well.
Yeah.
Because I mean, literally everybody was doing the cash. I mean, you know, it was a legitimate scam, and here's the reason why it was a scam. Okay, one, it was just you cash apping a bunch of people or one person, and that person, once he filled the circle, he got paid, and then they went to the next part, which was somebody else, and he ended up on the outside and then kept going. So the reason it was a scam is because there was a transfer of money without products or services.
So it's a full-blown pyramid scheme.
A full-blown pyramid scheme.
Okay. So what we have right here is they were promising an $800 return on a $100 investment.
$100 investment.
Right.
You got 8 friends to also Venmo. And this is how crazy it was. They literally cash apped one person, and the people that were in the deal were saying, hey, we're doing this wheel, and they posted this wheel, and they like literally photoshopped this wheel and where the wheel was at and everything. And, you know, they literally cash apped one person $100, and as the wheel continued to grow, that person that got cash apped $100 ended up making $800.
So in order for the first 8 people to be paid, 64 people have to buy in. In order for those 64 people to be paid, 512 people have to buy in, and so on and so forth, right?
Exactly.
So, you know, at the end of the day, then who's the loser? The end guy. The last round of people end up just losing their ass.
All the time.
Right.
And honestly, you know, I think people in the middle of it as well were getting kind of cut out because there was no infrastructure.
Right.
You know,
for sure.
It was just
so everybody was losing money.
It was just a money. It was just. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we got Jackson in the back there. He's just completely hilarious.
He doesn't like my hair.
He doesn't like Austin's hair for whatever. I'm surprised he's not saying anything about me. I look like what's the dude on?
Doesn't like my hair.
Nintendo DS with
you look like you sent me that earlier today. You sent me a
Lotus or what's his name?
A Giphy.
Yeah.
A Giphy.
Yeah. I look like that right now, so I'm surprised you're not talking about my hair. The only problem is Jackson. I can't do anything about it.
The freaking what's his name?
What
From
is
Nintendo DS or whatever.
What is his name?
Maybe they can see that right there. I don't know if they can see that.
What's his name, guys?
So okay.
Toad.
So,
and here's when it was. So the Cash App. It's actually called a different word than the Cash App Circle scam or Cash App.
Well, of course, because if they called it that, they would. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And on YouTube, it's a big thing. Like 3, 4, 5 years ago,
right.
It was a really big thing. And in fact, there's some videos on it that have like 1 million plus views on like exposing the scam. But the reason it actually started was, funny enough, during the pandemic. Now, obviously, we're in the pandemic still currently, but it happened even before, like February.
Right, in the beginning of the pandemic,
in the beginning of the pandemic.
March.
So everybody and their mom was just trying to figure out a way to make
money, right?
You know what I'm saying? So... You know, and at the end, it was only $100.
Yeah. Because I mean, I just got my stimulus check like a month ago.
Yeah, exactly. It was $100.
Not even.
Yeah, $100.
You know what I mean?
And people wanted to make money any which way or form. But at the end of the day, it is a scam. So
well, here's what they called it: the Mandala Game, the Blessing Circle, Infinity Loom, Giving Circle, and a bunch of other names.
Yep.
You know, basically all of them, were just a full-blown pyramid scheme.
Pyramid scheme.
You know, aka the Cash App. So is it still going on or what?
Not as much.
Okay.
I mean, here's the problem with it's the loom. It's the loom. That's what
The loom.
The loom. The problem with the game is you and I could decide to start it right now.
Right. Yeah, you could just do it whenever you want.
You know?
No, for sure. Because how's the platform ever gonna eliminate that? You can't eliminate it, right? Because from their point of view, unless they catch you like sending the freaking DM or the message or whatever, it just looks like you're just sending money to somebody.
Yeah,
like it's
$100.
just like, oh, okay, like great.
Yeah,
like
great.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, 100%.
For all they know, I'm freaking a part of it.
Cash App allows you to have a business on there. Like, how are you?
Right.
If you receive $100 times 10 or 1,000 every other day, then
Well, if Cash App's a big deal now. I mean, now you can get cash advances with your paycheck now.
Yeah,
I think we were talking about that on one of the A&A Show episodes where you can literally get a cash advance.
Yeah, 100 or 150
Yeah.
credit.
Which is pretty crazy. I think you can even get a loan.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is,
what
actually.
Yeah,
It's like a loan.
Like
Yeah.
It's low, or $200.
Yeah, it's cheaper right now. But But anyways.
Yeah, eventually it will, get a little bit bigger.
Right.
But the reason it was so large and so big, and the reason that the Cash App scam kind of like blew up is because, one, it was in the middle of the pandemic, so timing was right.
Yeah.
And number two was social media.
Right.
Social media, I mean, it was very easy to convince other people to get into something for $100, and once they end up getting 8 other people or X amount of other people, they receive their $800.
Huge, bro.
And honestly, it's kind of crazy. Like, there was a lot of people that didn't think it was a scam. I know a couple people just on Instagram that like actually made a decent amount of money from it. Like, decent for like a scam. Like,
Right.
They made like 20 grand in like a month and a half.
Right.
Like, that's a lot of money.
Right.
And that can change a lot
But they were a
people's
part of
lives.
it.
But they were a part of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which isn't good. You don't want to be a part of that.
No,
You know what I mean? If
exactly.
you're watching, there's other ways. There's other ways to
Yeah.
make money, man.
100%.
All you got to do is come subscribe
That's
to
right.
our personal YouTube channels and the A&A Show, obviously, and we'll show you how to make money.
Yeah.
We'll show you how to make money in real estate, the stock market. You know what I mean? The whole dang thing, Forex,
Yep.
Walmart automation, ATM business. You know what I mean?
Anything
The
and
whole dang
everything.
thing. You don't got to be a part of a scam,
We'll
man.
show you guys how to start a podcast too.
Yeah, we'll show you how to start a podcast. We're still learning.
We're still learning, but we're talking about it.
Yeah.
The A&A Show is now heavily monetized. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get into the podcast game or the show game, maybe eventually there's going to be a link below that you guys can click on, and Austin and I can actually teach you.
Let us know if you want that. Like, drop in the
comments
comment section down below if you want us to teach you how to start a podcast, get a co-host, with as good a hair as Austin Lewis. We can show you how to do it, okay? You need a little bit of bleach. You need a decent barber. And and at the end of the day, man, you could have a podcast just like this,
That's right.
That's right.
Let's talk about the second thing, bro.
The fame swap, bro.
Fame swap. We're familiar.
I'm a little bit familiar with that.
Multiple times.
The high followers. So like the verified Instagram accounts will reach out to you.
Yep.
They'll DM you. It typically goes into your message requests.
Yep.
Right? Because you don't follow them and they don't follow you.
Exactly.
Or maybe they follow you and they DM you. I'm not even sure, but it goes into my message requests.
Yep.
And then and they tell you basically, well, what's the thing? Because there's a couple of these I think going around, right?
Yes.
So the one I know what I'm familiar with too, which might be a little bit off topic of this particular one,
For sure.
But it's just where, and maybe this is it, where they're offering to blow up my Instagram, right? They're saying, hey, we got this giveaway, this celebrity, which by the way, that's a real thing, right?
Yes.
But it isn't a real thing with 90% of the people reaching out to you.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's kind of that gray area
Because
where
they're
it's
not
like
making it the real thing.
no, because they're just taking your money and running.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like the actual giveaway aspect of the like IG game or whatever is real, right? Like we used to like do that.
Yeah.
But we did it the right way, right? We did it where we actually like had a celebrity that was doing a giveaway, and it was like all legitimate. We had contracts in place, the whole nine.
Yep.
And now there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that saw that. And they're taking advantage of that, but they're not delivering They're not delivering.
No.
They're just taking the monny. And just running. You know what I mean?
100%.
So, but I don't know if is that the fame swap thing, or is that a different thing?
So the fame swap actually, it pretty much kind of jumps into our second one, which is the blue check verification badge, which is going to be our next topic about one of the top scams. But this particular ordeal is fame swap is. Fame swap is we actually know a couple of people, and we've actually had a couple of people on the show. So what they'll do is they will, as you know, they buy or they have an Instagram page, and it's got 233,000 followers.
Right.
And they sell that Instagram page to you and I. You and I pay $14,000 or $12,000 or $8,000 or $80,000 depending on the account, right?
Sure.
And the niche and all of that other stuff. And so we'll pay them. They'll give us the account through a Instagram email loop with Instagram, because that was their old account.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of hackers in today's world, and most people that get hacked on Instagram, they ended up get their Instagram back. It just takes a little bit of time, depending on how often you're in communication with Instagram. So they'll give us the account, and then they'll end up getting it back. So they just took your and I $16,000.
Right.
And just ran away with it.
Interesting.
Gave you the password
for a little while
and the information for a little while. You were fired up.
Yep.
You started promoting or doing whatever,
and then they got it back.
And then one day you just wake up tomorrow morning, your $16,000.
Got it.
They blocked you. There's nothing.
That's an interesting one. And there's no way with that, I mean, and I'm just thinking outside of the box here, obviously, right? But like, if I buy, anything or whatever, and then, and we've dealt with this in like other businesses, other whatever. It's like, can't I send a screenshot of like the money that I paid to Instagram, be like, hey, like I bought that account, but you're probably violating the guidelines when you buy the account. Therefore, they don't care.
Yeah.
Right. I would imagine, right?
And it's Instagram, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like,
but
I just think Instagram's just so big that it's like what are they gonna do? They got bigger fish to fry.
And I'm pretty sure you're violating the guidelines.
Yeah, and you probably are.
So they're not going to help you.
No.
They're like, hey, you shouldn't have paid them. You shouldn't have bought that.
And these guys are smarter than you think.
Right.
They're probably using a cash app that is not under their. It's under their.
It's not
their
traceable.
Phone,
Yeah.
Phone number and an email that was done on a library computer. And so you have no idea.
If you're the one,
or they receive Bitcoin. I mean, dude, there's so many crazy things out there that are like wire transfer. I don't know. These people are smart.
You got to be careful, bro.
You do.
You got to be careful in today's day and age. I know I get DMs like this all the time.
So we actually mutually know somebody through somebody that is on FameSwap, and they are straight scamming people. And some scammers on FameSwap, ladies and gentlemen, make up to $2 million a year.
Crazy, bro.
Crazy.
Can you imagine?
People. How do you go to sleep?
Dude, that's what I was just gonna say, bro. How do you sleep at night?
Yeah.
No, you just scam. All of your money is earned
by scamming.
People. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I get there's like movies on that and like TV shows of like people that like rob people and freaking but
Wolf
like
of Wall Street,
the Wolf of Wall Street. But it's like in real life, it's kind of a weird thought to think about, right?
It's strange, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So blue verification. So let's just keep going. Let's talk about a couple more scams. And we're going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. If you like the episode so far, by the way, and you're watching it on YouTube, we really freaking appreciate you being here, man. We're into Christmas spirit, if you can't tell, okay? So if you're watching on any other platform besides YouTube, come check us out on YouTube. We got a Christmas tree. We got a what is this? An elf?
Elf. We
got a little elf in here. It's a little weird looking, okay? So don't let it throw you off. We wrapped some Christmas lights around our little plant back there. Man, we're all jacked out of our mind, okay?
We got Santa coming down the chimney.
Santa's coming down the chimney right there behind the A&A Show. And all you got to do, okay? All you have to do to keep watching these dang things is smash that like button, subscribe.
Ooh.
So we can keep making amazing content.
That's right.
So the blue check verification.
How many DMs do you get every?
Dude, I get all the time. Right, I could literally I could pull it up on my phone right now.
Insane. And you know what's crazy to me is none of them are verified.
Are they reaching out to anybody and everybody? Do you think, or do you think they're reaching out to just like the bigger accounts?
Power and numbers.
You think so?
Yeah, power and numbers.
All right, so I'm gonna go through my message requests right now. So right here. So here we go. 1 million followers DMs me. Do you need paid shout outs? ? Let's keep going. People are getting a little smarter now, so they'll give me a compliment now. They'll be like, "Hey, what's going on, bro? Love your page." And then you know what I mean? Yep. Your profile looks great. I have the resources and connections it takes to get verified. Would you be interested in investing money in the process? ?
Yep. There's
299,000 followers, and that guy's actually verified.
Yep.
On Instagram, and he's just straight scamming people,
yep.
Or he's not, but. Now we're living in a day and age where you don't know the damn difference.
Yeah, exactly.
So you better know if you're actually going to go do something like this, then know the dude that you're about to send money to.
Exactly.
Like it better be a referral.
And know how to get it back at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And pay with a payment method where you can get it back.
Yep. Exactly.
If it doesn't go through, or sign a contract, you know what I mean? Do something. So basically, they're my Instagram is not loading, so they're DMing you, right?
Majority of people on the getting the blue checks, and these guys are smart too. At the same time, right? They're utilizing Zelle.
Yeah,
Zelle. Zelle pretty much offers no fraud protection.
No.
So once I send you $2,500, or once I send you $3,000, or once I send you $7,500 in Zelle, there's no feasible possible
Right.
way in order to actually get that back. And there's so many different ways that you can do that. And if you want to come after somebody that does that, then, at the end of the day,
Right.
You got to pick and choose your battles, right? And they can have a trap phone, or they can have an email that they just made at their mom's house, and they can have a bank account, and they can go start one up at Wells Fargo or Chase and
That's right.
deposit $25. And the second you and I send them $7,500, they just made 15 grand to get today.
Ain't that wild?
And they can just go close the account.
Yeah.
And then what?
Super crazy, bro. It's a crazy world we live in, man. It's a crazy world we live in. You know what I mean? And you got to be careful. Do you want to talk about the March Madness one, or do you want to tell them just how to not get scammed here? Because we took some notes on how to not get scammed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Let's dive into how to avoid the social media scams.
Yeah.
March Madness. If you guys are interested, make sure and Google it.
Google it, bro, and drop a comment if you want to see it. We'll make a whole dang video on it, man.
And here's a problem too, Mr. Zaback, is we could probably sit here for another day and a half talking about all sorts of different scams that are out there, ladies and gentlemen.
It's unbelievable, man.
It's unbelievable. Let's talk about how to avoid social media scams.
Look, at the end of the day, social media is a place to connect, right? It's a place to connect with your friends, with your family, build an audience, be an influencer, provide value to the world. And but the reality of the situation is, you're always going to have those people, right? That they scam, they lurk, they're creepy, they're weird, they want to. Who even knows at this point, right? What all's going on,
For sure.
And you just got to be careful. You got to be alert. You got to pay attention, right? And ultimately, I think that I don't think that you should ever look. Free social media or like office social media, right? If somebody just walks up to you on the street, you never met them in your life, and asks you for money, you're probably not going to give it to them, right?
100%.
Like, you feel me? Yeah. So it's like if somebody randomly slides into your DMs and they're asking you for money, even if they're offering to provide a product or service in exchange, it's like, well, hold on a minute. Like,
what credibility do
you have? Let me see your website, right? Let me talk to you on the phone. Let me shoot you a text. Show me a testimonial from somebody you've worked with, right? 100%. And I want to see that proof, and I want to see, and it's kind of crappy too, bro, because it really kind of screws stuff up for the people that are the real deal.
Yep.
Right? You look at guys like you look at guys like me, and there's a lot, and maybe you listening right now, right? It's kind of an interesting time that we're going through, because if you do have a legitimate product, a legitimate service, that
people are more skeptical.
People are skeptical, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we got like the real deal products and services, and people are like, they want all this information that they didn't used to want, which is like, I get it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, it's like, wait a minute, like, we're the real deal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
So I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Do you have anything else that you want to add on here?
I think just personal opinion, just have a mentor and have a coach that knows what it is that they're talking about at that particular thing. If you're going to get into a business venture, like, I'm not going to talk to an older guy that's 40, 35, 50 years old that doesn't know what Cash App is.
Right.
Why ask a guy that doesn't know what Cash App is if Cash App wheel is a scam?
Right.
Ask somebody that has Cash App, that knows about Cash App, and could literally dive into why that's a scam,
100%.
why it's illegal, why it's a pyramid scheme. Dive into why these Instagram accounts, like why you have to be careful with these Instagram accounts that are trying to get you verified, why you have to be careful about, buying Instagram accounts, because maybe, they just went on to Sports Hub and just started fucking buying a bunch of freaking sports followers to try to look like it's it, but it cost them $79. Now they're trying to sell it to you for $7,999.
Yeah. You gotta be careful, bro. Get a mentor. Find somebody, man, that you can look up to, that you can ask questions.
Talk about it.
If you're gonna buy anything, go through somebody that has already done it.
Yeah,
that has had real results.
Exactly.
And then pull the trigger.
There it is.
And the last thing, bro.
Yeah.
Don't ever spend money you're afraid to lose.
That's right.
Right?
That's number one.
Don't invest if you don't got the money to invest.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do your homework.
Yeah.
Do your homework. When I put money in the stock market, bro, don't get me wrong, if I lose that money in the stock market, I'm not very fired up about it.
No, of course not.
But at the end of the day, I can afford to do that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure and like this video. Drop in the comment section down below if you guys are on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, or Apple Music. Make sure and leave us a 5-star review, as well as share it with your friends. Ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate you. See you in the next one.
Deuces.